Florida is the home of over 19 million people who live mostly on our coasts. I would like to welcome you to Florida's Hurricane Mitigation Series. This is part 1 of 3, and part 1 will cover window openings. Florida is a hurricane-prone area, as you can see by the picture of the hurricane tracks. They may just be tropical storms, or they could be all the way up to Category 5 hurricanes, as seen in the radar clip of Hurricane Charley's landfall. The strong hurricanes, like a Category 5, can do catastrophic damage, as seen here in a picture of Hurricane Andrew's damage. The failure of the majority of the houses were due to the failure of openings. In this picture, you can see an older window which was just pushed out by the wind. And this house, as you can see, lost the garage door, the front door, and the front windows. As the house pressurized, the roof blew off. Let's go over and visit the IBS research facility and see what type of testing they're doing to help us make our homes safer during hurricanes. We're going to have a test between two homes, a fortified home and a regular home. And this will be done at 120 miles an hour using the wall of fans. And I want you to keep an eye on the left house, the bottom door. Look what happens when it blows in. The house blows away. This is a house with 30-pound felt and not peel and stick, which seals your roof deck. This one, watch the 2x4s go through both the front windows. So neither building has front windows now. These are concrete block houses, or buildings. Watch the bottom door again to the left. That just blew in. Here is a copy of the most recent Florida windborne debris map. As you can see, the green in the middle of the state was added with the 2010 building code revisions. The area is now required to bring their window openings up to code. The blue contoured areas are 140 mile an hour plus winds with gradients all the way out to 180 miles per hour. So anything inside our shaded area, we would expect to have hurricane protection on the windows, doors, and sliders. Here's a copy of a Miami-Dade Broward County NOA, or Notice of Acceptance. This document will be required by your building inspection department before you can install the windows. This has testing, approval, information, engineering, and also one of the most important things is the installation instructions, which are part of the whole system. This is a sample of a Florida product approval. This product approval will contain the engineering stamp. It will also contain the installation instructions that were used when it was tested. So it's very important as part of the inspection process that the window is installed according to the installation instructions as seen inside the Florida product approval. Here's a copy of a sticker on an impact window. At the top it says NAMI. That is a certified engineering company to approve Florida products. Some other things you might find on the sticker besides the size are the energy efficiency guidelines, the design pressure, both positive and negative, and also the building code for which it's certified under. In this case, it's Florida Building Code, so it does not have an NOA for Broward and Dade County and could not be used there even though it is impact. And again, follow the proper procedures to install all items. A window with a notice of acceptance from Miami-Dade can be used anywhere in Florida. However, the opposite is not true. A product with a Florida product approval may not be able to be used in Miami-Dade, Broward counties.
We can simulate flying debris in a high wind situation with our 2x4 cannon, which launches an 8-foot, 9-pound 2x4 at a window at 50 feet a second.
So how does that test work?
Well, we load the 2x4 into the cannon, we get up to about 10 psi, and it launches into the window.
So what are you looking for results on a test like this?
Well, although the flying debris is going to break the glass in the window, there's a membrane inside that's going to keep the envelope of the structure intact.
During hurricanes and windstorms, windows must resist penetration by debris and remain intact in order to help preserve the integrity of the building. If the building envelope is breached through a broken window, wind may enter the building, causing an increase in pressure that could lift the roof and push the walls outward. Laminated glass helps to preserve the building envelope, keeping wind and other elements outside. During hurricanes and windstorms, wind-borne debris is common, so Cardinal tests finish window systems with laminated glass to verify that they stay intact and resist penetration. And because during these storms the windows may be subjected to sustained gusting winds, both sides of impacted glass units are put through cycling tests that simulate winds up to 180 miles per hour. Cardinal also tests the security application of laminated glass for resistance to forced entry, and laminated glass cannot be cut from one side only, rendering glass cutters useless.
Here we have one of the most carefree, yet more expensive way to protect the openings in your house. These happen to be vinyl impact windows, and they are the best product to protect your opening. They can meet energy codes, they are ideal for second floors, they come in many styles, sizes, and other additional home security features. You can expect to pay between $200 to $1,000 per opening installed. These may be installed by a homeowner with a permit and inspection to save money. Welcome back. Here we are with the standard Florida impact window and a vinyl frame. Too often we find out when we go out after a storm, when we go out, the window was fine, but it was the way that it was installed was what the problem was. Here in Florida, where we have concrete construction, we'll find typically a lot of this right here. A Tapcon embedment only makes it through the buck strip in between the block and the window, whereas if they would have properly fastened it through the frame, through the buck, and into the concrete substrate, the window most likely would have survived. So here's a case where the window is approved, but the installation was not done correctly, so the window failed. Probably the most common shutter used in Florida is the aluminum or galvanized metal panel. They're available in most areas and meet code with the correct thickness and installation. The panels nestle together and cover 12-inch wide areas, which also make them easy to store. They can be hung horizontal or vertical and have code-approved mounting hardware. Most panels will also have special extrusions available for door step-ups and extended window sills. You can expect to pay between $6 to $10 per square foot for materials. They will also require a permit to be installed. Alright, here we're looking at aluminum storm panels. These are made for approved all the way up for Dade County. These will install on the exterior of the house either with wood, using a fastener like this right here. This part right here will go into the wood framing of the house. This will go through Your storm panel and the wing nut will tighten it down. Again, that's for a wood construction. Then we have the metal construction, which uses a sidewalk bolt, is what they call it here because they're flat. And we have the wing washer, and this is the lead boot that you're going to pre-drill into your house and drive this in with a pin. There's a tool to drive it in, and when you screw this screw here into this piece of lead anchor, it's going to spread it out and make it hold tight. So those are the two ways we use to anchor the shutters here in South Florida. Let's talk about a few of the different types of shutters we can use to protect our windows. Here on this house we see accordion shutters. They offer good protection and are sold installed only. The hardware remains attached to the home year-round. You may pay between $20 to $35 per square foot installed. This house has Bahama shutters installed. Bahama shutters are made to order and they offer great protection. They remain on the home year-round and can be used to shade windows. You can expect to pay between $15 and $20 per square foot installed. Here's a sample of a hurricane fabric. Once this has been installed for the first time, it's very easy to put up going forward. All the hardware comes with it, and when it's not in use, the fabric can be rolled up or folded and stashed somewhere where it's out of the way. Fabric does not meet code in many areas, and you can expect to pay $5 to $10 per foot. Plywood is the shutter of last resort. The initial installation should be done prior to a hurricane warning using 5/8 inch plywood. The panels need to be cut at least 3 inches larger than the opening and attached by a Tapcon or like screw into concrete or masonry or wood. Openings larger than 4x8 will require additional bracing, as the plywood sheets are mostly sold in 4x8 panels. They require a larger storage area than the metal panels, and they do not nestle together. You can expect to pay $2 to $5 per square foot, materials only. This is the wrong way to install plywood. It's right up against the window instead of being on the outside 3 inches space all the way around it. If it is impacted by anything, it will break the window right behind it. Real quick, I'd like to talk about 2 common myths in preparing your house for a hurricane. Number 1 is masking tape will do absolutely no good, and we'll have a video coming up showing you that. And also there's window film or window tint that's sold, and some of them make the claim that they can help you hold your windows together in a hurricane. Both of those are not true, and they should not be used as protection against hurricane and flying debris. Here we are at a Home Depot store on June 1st, 2014. We have a news crew out doing a story on preparation for day 1 of hurricane season. Here we have the reporter. Looks like he's going to give a crack at a single glazed window with some tape on it to see just how well that performs in holding the window in the sash.
This is again the reason you don't want to have tape on your window. We're simulating the hurricane here.
Well, that took one swing, and the window has completely come out. The house will pressurize it, and they'll most likely lose the roof. These storm panels are aluminum. They're .050 in thickness, and they meet the Miami-Dade Broward building codes. While they will dent, they will protect the window behind them. Here we are going to do the same test again with plywood. The Plywood's fastened over a single glazed window. It went through the plywood, broke the window behind it. The window is now compromised. The next item we'll have is going to be the impact window. We'll see how he does with that. Seems that the impact window holds up pretty good. I'd like to thank you all today for joining me for hurricane, flying debris, and wind mitigation for windows. Please join me soon as we go into part 2, mitigation and flying debris for garage doors. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day.